racing into 2025, and we are getting closer to the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. And this weekend we have two Derby prep races with points on the line, the Jerome and the Smarty Jones. In this video, we're going to go through all 8 horses of the Smarty Jones, a mile and a 16th on the dirt at Oaklawn. Happy New Year, everybody. It's Maura from Trifecta and a little bit extra. And as always, I give you the stats, you make the picks. Let's start off with the number 1 horse, Kale's Angel. Kale's Angel is trained by Peter Miller and will be ridden by Ramon Vasquez. Kale's Angel is by complexity. 5 starts and 2 wins. Only 1 start was on the dirt, but that was a win. Kale's Angel broke his maiden second time out in a 5-furlong turf race at Del Mar. $75,000 maiden race. Was really slow at the start, was 4th for most of the race, but at the end had a very strong kick, went wide, got the win. In his next 2 races, both are at the mile distance on the turf. First time stumbled really badly at the start, comes in 4th. Then the next time, it's Future Stars Friday on Breeders' Cup weekend. In a field of 14, Kale's Angel was post position 11. Had to accelerate to get across the track, gets to the lead, is holding it, but coming around the turn, gets bumped badly. Finishes a disappointing 11th. Now we have to ask ourselves, can Kale's Angel actually get this distance, or did he have excuses in both of those races? If we look at complexity, complexity tends to be a better sire of sprinters versus routers. Next time out here at Oaklawn in a 5.5 furlong race, Kale's Angel wins by over 5. See, has a lot of talent, has a lot of speed, and that early speed may help him in this race, but we have to just wait and see, can he get the distance? The number 2 horse is Hot Gunner, trained by Scott Young and ridden by Harry Hernandez. 6 starts with 1 win and 2 shows. Hot Gunner's only win comes in his very first going, a $53,000 maiden race at Lone Star Park, 5.5 furlongs. He was 30-1 that day, but he wins by over 4. Then he goes to 3 stakes races, 6 furlongs and 7 furlongs. He comes in 3rd in one of those, but no threat in the others. Then he goes down in class. He goes to an allowance race, 5.5 furlongs at Remington Park, comes in 4th. Last time we saw him was a 6-furlong, $35,000 allowance race at Remington Park, and there he came in 3rd. He seems to be outclassed, and he doesn't have the speed of the other runners. The number 3 horse is Optical, and personally, this is a horse that I really like to at least hit the board in this race. He is trained by Keith DeSormo and will be ridden by Axel Concepcion, and together they have a 25% win rate. Optical, he's by City of Light. He has 7 starts, 2 wins, and 1 show. Now, it took Optical 4 tries to break his maiden, but when he did, it was in a $92,000 maiden race at Churchill Downs, going for a mile. And he won by 14. He then goes to Keeneland for the Breeders' Futurity, and I really liked him in the race that day, but unfortunately, he didn't finish. He goes to Churchill Downs for 2 more mile races, $72,000 allowance races, gets the win in 1 and shows in another. Now, I really like the fact he has early speed, and there are only 2 horses in this race that have won at a mile or longer that weren't maiden races, and that is Optical and the number 8 horse, Coal Battle. Optical is a click below Coal Battle in terms of class, which is why I like him to at least hit the board. The number 4 horse is Bon Temps, trained by D Wayne Lukas and ridden by Martin Garcia, and he is by Bravazzo. Has yet to break his maiden. He started his career in November in a 5-furlong race at Churchill Downs. Sloppy track, finishes 10th. Then comes here to Oaklawn in a 6-furlong race. Stumbled really badly at the start. So bad, he was way far back for most of the race, but he finished strong and finished 4th. Now, it's really interesting that D Wayne Lukas is yielding him back in a much longer race and a Derby points race. What does D Wayne Lukas see? With a better start and better track conditions, will Bon Temps show his talent this weekend? The number 5 horse is Mo Quality, trained by Christopher Davis and ridden by Junior Alvarado, and he is by Motown. 2 starts, 1 win, and 1 place. Starts his career at Keeneland in a 6.5 furlong, $100,000 maiden race. In a field of 11, he was 11th, but he rallies and got up to 2nd. Then he goes to Churchill Downs, another 6.5 furlong, $120,000 maiden race in which he wins. Now, I'm not really sure who he beat that day because if you look at the horses that have run since then, they did not improve their speed rating. He's only run at the shorter distances, so he's gonna have to prove that he could go the distance and compete at this level. The number 6 horse is Hot Property, trained by Brad Cox and will be ridden by the record-breaking jockey Flavien Prat. Congratulations, Flavien, on the most graded stakes win in a year. Now, Hot Property, he's going to be the hot ticket in this race. He's got one race under his belt, but it was this distance, and he won gate to wire, a $58,000 race at the fairgrounds. Now, we have to look at who did he beat. And one of the horses he beat, Seattle Road, he went on to win his next race, a $58,000 race at the fairgrounds. He has the speed, he has the talent, he's won at this distance, and he's got the team of Brad Cox and Flavien Prat, yet has yet to be tested on class. The number 7 horse is Curvino, trained by Peter Miller and will be ridden by Francisco Arrieta, and he is by Vino Rosso. 7 starts with 1 win, 1 place, and 3 shows, and it took all 7 tries to break his maiden. But when he did, it was this distance, this track. Now, it was a really sloppy track that day, and he was on the inside for most of the race, mid-pack, split his foes, got the win. The race before that was at Del Mar. In a field of 10, he was 10th for most of the race, but he rallied at the end and came up 5th. Now, the winner of that race was Journalism, who went on to win the Los Alamitos Futurity. I like the fact he's got a win at this track and a win at this distance, and he's been up against foes like Journalism. I just wonder about the win coming on a sloppy track, and he's going to have to pick up his speed. The number 8 horse is Cool Battle. He already has Derby points, and he's a leading contender for this race. So if all goes well, he'll be adding to his Derby points total this weekend. He's trained by Lonnie Briley and will be ridden by Juan Vargas, and he's by Coal Front. 5 starts, 3 wins. The last time we saw him was that Derby points race, a mile race at Remington Park. He came out of post position 1. He was taken back to 8th, but in that final turn, boy, did he just take off, and he got Speed King and wins by half a length. Prior to that race, he was at Del Mar, 6.5 furlong, $100,000 stakes race, and in a muddy track, won that race. He definitely has one of the top speeds and is a leading contender. Good luck to all of you at the races this weekend, and if you've tuned into this video, I hope you watch my other video on the Jerome. Most of all, sashay away with your money. If you like my channel, like, subscribe, comment. Happy New Year to all of you. Cheers.